You're listening to
Hello everyone, this is Mombo. Welcome to Mixsenz. This week we have a guest coming from Guatemala. He's gonna tell us about the scene there and how he's living this period. But before that, we're gonna listen to a few tracks. Starting with Vinayak A and the Martin Buttrich Echo Dub remix of Set Her Free, followed by Dubbert and his Red Light. As I said before, we have a guest coming from Guatemala. I'm inviting Alk-Chino, a really good friend from the university. He started behind the decks in Pamplona, becoming a monthly resident at Churibels, one of the best clubs in town. After 1 year in Birmingham consolidating his style, he returns to Guatemala, becoming the co-founder of the electronic music promoter Luxury Groups, and being a resident in one of the pioneering clubs in the electronic music in his hometown, the Secret Garden. He has played in festivals like Empire Music Festival and VRTZ, and shared the booth with big names such as Patrick Topping, Unner, Hostis 82, Robert Babbage, and Christian Varela, among others. His style is defined as a groovy deep and tech. Hello, Alk-Chino, how are you?
Hello, my friend Mombo. Nice to see you again since like 10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years. I remember when we met first time. It was more than 10 years. It was 15 probably, or even more, at the university.
Yeah, wow. Always surrounded by the music, but yeah, that's how we met. I remember too.
Yeah, it was a really good time. The university and the party was resident Crazy Wednesday. Remember that?
Of course, the Katarina I used to make him, right? I remember that. Yeah, it was from Germany.
Indeed. Yes. Yeah, remember you were always looking for music and seeing the DJ, and at the end you started to play. I remember that it was at Sullivan's, right?
Yes, of course. Because at the beginning of university, I didn't want never to be a DJ. I just always like finding new music, following the huge festivals and the DJ that I love because I'm from Guatemala. So for me, it's well like I'm in Europe, so I need to go to these clubs to watch this. So I was really like looking to for people like, hey, you wanna go? Let's go. We have some friends like Tony and all of those guys. They were also following the everybody that we were like really close to us talking about electronic music, but because that's what we are always loving. That's our thing.
Yeah, I remember those times. I was always in the beginning also just going out and party, and I remember in my case was at the age of 16. I was falling in love with vinyls with breakbeat because I was in the first time in a club, and I saw a DJ, and I was like, "What's he doing, this guy?" And I was close to him, and I was like, "Wow, that's really nice." And 2 years after, I started to play. It was like, okay, just for hobby, and then at some point now I realized that it's part of my life.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, exactly. I started like as a hobby, and now it's what I do for a living. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do later. And after a while, after all these things happening, we're gonna. I think we're growing in Guatemala. We're talking about the electronic music. This has been like a huge change. We started making events here at 2012 at the end.
Yes.
So after that, we start another place with my best friend called the Secret Garden. That it is a club that it is open has been opening this since 2013, and it's been like the only one and a huge, the only one and the like the main club from electronic music DJs talking internationally because we have books like every month since the last 7 years. So it's been like cool in the scene from Guatemala and international. We go to festivals and we like kind of represent the electronic under the scene when we go to BPM, Costa Rica, Playa del Mexico, Mexico, and we're like meeting people that they are also making events here in Salvador that they are starting. And in other parts from Guatemala, this Friday we're going to a like huge event from another town, and we're looking forward. Like everything is changing, so we are into it. Like all the work that we've made the last years, now we are seeing some changes, unexpected. After all this has been stopped, now it's like for me, it's really thankful to say like, oh, you were like, you know my music, I look, you know what I do, and now you want to give me an opportunity to play your place, and you're making events and everything. It's like a fresh start. New people, they're really like encouraging. They're having like into it with positive vibes. New people, right? And
Yes.
you are want to have an adventure. Let's like take that charisma and embrace it, right? I don't know.
It is now is well, it's now it's different times, and uh, we are living a different moments, and probably taking more. First of all, think about a lot of things that we don't have time uh, during the normal life, let's say, because now you are. You told to me that you're doing different things now, right?
Yes, like I mean, like DJing different kind of music. So that's like have been taking me to playing events like weddings because I have like a duo with a saxophonist guy.
Ah,
So he play live and I also have a new project with a violinist girl. So she's gonna play the violin.
sounds nice.
And now they're booking us like for uh, we can say like the lounge kind of cocktail music between when the people are getting into the wedding and it start like having like something different, you know, like this is like new cool music. It is like feels like emotional, like really love it. It is like I don't
Okay,
know, it's
less clubbing and more chill, let's say.
everything is the experience. Yeah, like more emotionally connected to intimate people because right now we cannot make huge events. So the small people are really like, oh, you are like this kind of DJ. I want you in my wedding. I want you in my place. I want you because it is like a cool new thing to have in your places. Because it's, like I told you, we are like starting to be in the huge a moment electronic music since 7 years ago until now. It is definitely a huge change in the scene. It has grown a lot.
Yeah, more let's say calm, as you say, weddings and receptions and private places. But it's nice that you're doing that. So in my case, it's not the same. I was always in the clubs and bars and playing, and now I don't know the restrictions we have there. But here in Europe, at least in Brussels and in Spain, everything is closed. Even the wedding are you are not allowed to have a big wedding, or probably you have to cancel and reschedule the wedding and wait until the next summer, because now only taking some drinks, sitting in the bars, in the terrace. Not too many DJs I see, so probably in Guatemala is more open.
Yeah, it depends. We also have like restrictions we cannot make more events from 70 persons, and it depends. It has to be a huge garden, an open environment. But here we have a huge places, like a lot of land, so that's not a problem if you have private places. So that's what I was talking about. Like, if that will be inside a restaurant, inside our clothes, that wouldn't happen because that wouldn't be possible because of the restrictions. It's a small place, it's indoor, so
So
that's why.
everything is outdoor. That's it.
Yeah, we have to change it during the day, right? So it's more day music too, like more deep, progressive. It's like it is changing. Right now, I'm not feeling like in the vibe of playing techno like when I was like always living during the night. You know, now I wake up early. I want to listen to more calm music. I feel like another kind of inspiration. You know, like it's changing. So I feel like more emotional. I don't know. It's like my kind of way during the day. What can I feel? What would I like to listen?
So it means that you are probably more creative now.
Yes, I think yeah, because it is changing, and maybe I wasn't like in the same cloud the last 2 or 3 years. That I was just playing like a lot of days during the week, like 3 days per week mostly, and I was like just going sleeping, and I was like getting tired because I wanted to play the most to people like starting to look at me, and I was playing every day. If I could, I was like, okay, at what time I don't care. It's open, it's closing. I go. I definitely like, okay, pay me at least at most or the whatever, but yeah, this pay me, but I'm going. So okay, let's do it, and that's what give me like most more public. And right now that I've been stopped, like I get like this calm year. It's like for me it has worked to like okay, you did this, now it's gonna change for this side. And right now, these small events that the people are booking me, like I've been playing in small places in different places the last 2 weeks, and this I'm going to another place that they are telling me that the scene is huge, and we'll see. They have a techno radio. It is like only local, but it is the first like local techno radio. Even in the city, we don't have that, and they are
Okay.
having. So they say they are growing. It's called Shela, the town Shela. It is close to Mexico. It is really cold. For being in Guatemala, it's gonna be like 5 degrees, but it is cold. You know, it's Central America.
5 degrees. It's different, right?
5 Celsius degrees. Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah, completely. Now here it start to be cold also. I mean, it's winter and we are in Europe. So what do you expect?
Of course, I like your weather. I miss the winter, European winter. For me, I love it, really. But
Ah,
because so it is different for me.
well, you spent university here in Europe, so you know what the really winter is, let's say.
Yes, I used to live 4 years in Pamplona and 1 year in Birmingham in UK, so I know what you're saying.
And I see that you produce one track. You are now also
Yeah.
working on more projects.
Yes, I'm starting to produce him because I was more like interested in making the events, like everything during the experience, production, selling, and my friends they are really cool producers. My cousin has a label called Mudita. You have to follow it. They are like in their 33 EP, and they
Okay.
have lovely music. I think you'll love it. I will send you the link, and they're like making really nice music with like really small producers from the scene, and another like more big that they're like in some in Europe, and yeah, they're like introducing me to making some music, and I was like, okay, how do you do that? And then I have the idea in my head, and then okay, with Ableton you have to do this and push this. The Ableton push for me is like the thing that I have to introduce to know how they put on the light and say, okay, now I understand all those squares because I at the beginning I just couldn't like understand. Now when I touch it, I said, okay, it is like this, it's like that. So yeah, I make this one track with my best friend Emilio. That he was like really into it, pushing me. And now I'm working on two more, like doing all this time, more like progressive, emotional, like we could say like kind of Afro house, tech house. I don't know. It's just like music that I like, and with groove and with like autochthonous instruments from the region. I like our sounds, but with
Yeah,
electronic
nice.
music, bass, kicks, like the fusion. That's my style. I really like that.
That sounds great. Well, me also. I'm starting now producing my own tracks. Nothing ready yet, but
But you have a really huge musical taste. So what are you into? Because I know you love everything: soul, funk, techno, deep house, progress. You love.
well,
What are you?
in my case, I like all type of music. So, but now producing is
Exactly.
in well, I'm still discovering myself because even though now, for example, now I'm playing more let's say melodic, progressive, Afro. It's in between something. But tend to produce, I want to. I mean, I'm not close to anything or falling just one way. And I had different projects in progressive, in tech house, in house, nothing ready. We'll see. Soon you will discover what type of music I'm gonna produce.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I say. I don't have a rush. Like I want to make something really cool, but I don't have a rush. I know are really people that they are doing really nice music, so I just love your music. So now it's like I don't have like a fast thing. I am like chilling about someday I will love, but I will make and I will take it out. As you, I think.
We are listening Archie Hamilton and his track Dos X from his Wild Thing EP. Seb Tito is coming next with 10 AM Fuse from the label Fuse London. So you were playing before more techno, right? And
I always been playing like more tech house. I like tech house and techno because I think that here in Latin America we are like we want to dance, like we are not like that. We are not too really technical style. People here they just want to go out, have fun. They like the up, like how do you say like the up, the build downs and the build ups, or something like that.
yes,
People like that. And with I don't know with groove, I like with Latin sounds, with kicks, with some drums, and I think like shakers. I think when I always like was mixing, I always mix it between hi hats. Like I like the kind of shakers, like to cross it, and I
yes,
always like I have like three channels up because I think that you can always be shaking like your hips, like with the hi hats and shakes. So that's
yes,
my technical style, and I think it has been working because that and always changing the kick always like fast.
yes.
People are always dancing here in Guatemala and in Costa Rica. It is like that. But people they always just don't want to dance. Upbeat, kick, fast. They don't want like those build down like 1 minute without kicks. You kill the dance for if you do that here. Like no.
Okay, so they're more into so for them I think the progressive takes is too slow then.
No, because if that's changed, if you are in a like you can't mix progressive since you start the party until the end. Here you can't. You can't start a party or you can finish a party with progressive. That's perfect. But at the middle of the night, the people wanna dance. They don't have time. Like, or if you have like a special label with a special DJ and a special progressive nights, okay, you are going to that. But if you are going to a club, people will like a DJ that they're like kick or kill the dance floor. You know what I mean? It is like another kind of experience because maybe in 10 years they will appreciate more like the small sounds and like more like the peaceful moments, I think. But right
Yes.
now they just want like the kick and give me more, 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 and more. So okay.
Okay, this
I
is
think
I like it. This time probably is the type of Guatemala because I hear that probably in Argentina they're more into progressive.
yes, exactly. Yeah, Argentina is really, really, really far away. Yeah, we are a different kind of culture. Yeah, well, still Latin Americans, but we have a lot of difference. Because here we think well, you can compare us with Mexico because we are across the board. Like loving that now, Tulum, it is like the wow, the place to be right now during New Year's Eve because all DJs are gonna be there playing events. So that is like I call it like shaman music, like progressive tribal, Afro house, all these kind of new waves
Yes.
music that they prepare like is down tempo, slow beat that they're like playing right now,
Yeah.
definitely it's gonna come here like in 1 year or two or
Okay.
three, and people are starting like listening. So that is gonna be cool because the beat is gonna go in lower, and people are
Yes.
gonna be like more into the pauses and like in the build downs, and like it's gonna change the mood. Like the scene is always changing.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember once Beirut. You know Beirut?
Berus.
Yes.
Yes,
He
good
said
city.
some years ago, like uh, when the BPM was around 100, yeah, 128. Say it's gonna slow down step by step, little by little, and you will see that the sound is gonna change everything. And then suddenly the down tempo and progressive and deep house start to uh, arrive again, and you see that in Europe, it's true that even the techno is not that fast in general. It goes a bit slower. So he was
Yeah.
the same. So probably in Guatemala is gonna happen the same thing.
Let's record this and we'll see it like in a couple of years. Like, oh look, I told you, or no, but we'll see it.
Okay, and do you have a projects preparing, or you are preparing something for the future? Okay, we don't know when the normal life, let's say, is going to happen again, because it's true that the know it's going to be a vaccine, or it's going to stay like this, and we're going to have to adapt ourselves to this type of life. But I don't know if you are probably thinking, as you were promoter before, thinking that you are adapting and prepare different type of events or experience to the public.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, in the like event manager thing, of course, we're gonna have to make events. We have prepared like some ideas from March on next year because it is like kind of our summer. here.
Mhm.
So we're thinking about making a party with 100 people and something special. But like I told you before, it has to be outside the clubs, outside the city, like experiences that you can take, like a really nice sound music, security and everything cool. So people will go like near the places, like imagine like a private house, like a big place near the city. People will go and we can party there until sunrise, and then we come back to the city. That's kind of thing that here in Guatemala we are not used to do, but right now people are really into it. That they will say, okay, we're going, and that's what we are planning to make in events. And between teaching and music, whenever I can, I will go to small events, partying. And I know that it is not the same because when they ask you about your fee, what can I say? And they will say there is no money, and right now it is not the same. Of course, it's not the same, but that kind of negotiation, it is an art. And okay, so what did I do? Because everything you want to win, I want to win. So okay, look what we can do. So events, small privates, like I told you, with the saxophonist or the violinist together, like those kind of experiences, because people are still getting married and they are going like
Sure.
making musical events. Like I also work with brands. I also work with brands and they want to sell that because I used to, the last event that I make, it was like a DJ event with the Porsche brand and they were like really like cool electronic music because it's getting like the cool thing, the DJ.
Yes.
Before this, they wouldn't imagine to book a DJ. What the fuck is a DJ doing like in a Porsche? Right now, they're like willing to the digital cameras. Like they are getting it. That did it, that digitalization. It is like more technically. They wanted like, oh, that's cool, of course. But we know this like 20 years ago, like a lot of time. So
Yeah, it's true. Not
I'm
now
keeping those
nowadays
like
being DJs.
opportunities that I'm like, yeah, I've been like innovating in this kind of side and with contacts. I never imagined that with huge brands because I am also an advertiser. Like, oh, okay, I will sell you this to a project. Ah, but you know how you have a DJ? Yeah, I'm also the DJ. So I was like, okay, because I met them in another kind of environment, like selling the idea of the proposal of the event.
Yes.
Because I also was doing with events with brands, so I was like more organizational events. But right now we can't do that because the huge brands don't want to make international events. We can work with Porsche, we can work with other huge brands because of this
Yeah.
situation.
Yes. Adapt yourself.
Yeah,
Well, that sounds great. Look like you are even you have a few months that you have time to think, stop, rebuild yourself. Now you are, let's say, back in business.
yeah, like every day is a new day. You don't know what is gonna say. People are taking to new places. They are saying, okay, can you play to my house to DJ? And I say, well, wait, what is in your house? But I got a surprise. Like, okay, he told me, a guy called me, and he say, I'm friend of your friends, and I want that you came to a party to my house. Okay, what is your house? And I asked, but you have a really nice sound system because that's really important to me to, if you're playing. And he told me, yeah, call to these guys. And they were like really the guys from the sound, a huge like line array. Or what like, oh, I like this sound. I was like, this is amazing. But if you do this kind of really nice things, you can keep on working. You can do some stuff like it is creativity, and you like dealing with people. Like we can do this. It is secure, and what. And you have to like negotiate and keep the mind open whenever if you can. What these people are wasn't making events, and right now he saw that he had like a nice place, and right now he's like his house like renting to people, so you can make the
Ah,
event, and
okay.
he the audio house, security, bars. So he started like a business in an empty house that he had near a lake, like 20 minutes away from the city. It is close, and it is like natural as it is amazing.
Well, that's great. You have the possibility of that. Here we have more restrictions, but that sounds really cool. Huh?
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, imagine that starting to make underground like secret location parties like with the years before. Like now it's more difficult because we have internet and everything is connected. But at the beginning, I think that was like kind of this, like small people saying
Yeah.
we're going. I don't know. I
Yeah.
just because I just read that the books. I never like lived that experience of getting to an underground party with, like because this is not public, right? So everything
Yes.
that we are making is the private, but it is
Okay.
working.
Yeah. Yeah. It's working.
It's
It's
a team
worth.
working.
It's okay. You have also security for the. I mean, safe security also. People taking care that they're not too close. I mean, because nowadays you don't know what's going on with the COVID.
I don't know, but here is fun to me. Whenever you go to a place, is always be a person with like a gun, like your temperature.
Ah, okay.
That's the thing, and they like clean your hands in every place. So like, okay, you're not temperature, like okay, you maybe won't have that the kind of symptom of COVID, but at least like you're cool. And then they like always wash your hands, and it depends. If you're in a closed environment, they would say like put the mask, and if you're in an open place, it wouldn't be necessary if you have like different like distancing. I don't know what to say, like
between the people. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So still taking care of the. That's nice.
In the restrictions, we are doing what we think is the best for keep on working, right? Like the restaurants, you will have to enter with the mask. You when you are sit, you have to take off the mask, and then when you go, it is like why? But you have to follow those things. It is the same in the parties. I don't know.
Nice. I mean, if it works, I mean, it's okay because if this is, as you say, a small party, but a big place where you organize and it's an open space, then it's going to be more difficult to get sick, which is good.
Yeah, that's true.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, and didn't know about a lot of things of Guatemala. Now I know a bit more. I will waiting for your for the info of your cousin has a label. You told me, right? Prayer like
Mudita. Yeah, of course I will send you right now.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It is really nice music.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you for. No, I'm glad to catch up with you after a long time, and the music is always like connecting people. That's what I like. Like music talks, and this is kind of another experience.
Yes, and it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you from a new podcast, which is the second interview, and I'm really happy to have you talk your experience and having the time to catch up.
Yeah, thank you. I think the same, and let's the music keep us like having good vibes and gathering people and talking, like catching up with friends and doing whatever we can, because that's what we have to do during these times. If it is changing, okay, let's like get into it. And the best thing, I think that the word will be embrace. So let's keep on embracing.
Adapting to the new world.
Yeah, that's what we have to do with a positive attitude. That's it. Thank you. I wish you the best vibes. Okay.
Thank you.
So goodbye and
goodbye.
Ciao, Mombo.
It was a really nice conversation with Alk-Chino. We are listening now his first track, Connecting the Dots, a collaboration with Emilio Bejol. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed. This is the last episode of the year, and I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and that we have a better year than the one we are leaving behind. I'll be back in 2 weeks with more good vibes. Till then, be safe.